Hello, and you are listening to WCCU Radio, Coastal Carolina University student radio station. This is Out the Mud, and I'm your host, Rodney and as always,
I'm Patrick Tisdale.
And today we will be discussing just a few of our favorite topics of the week, things that we found interesting and entertaining, that we found just worth discussing, and just things like that. Just see where it goes.
All right, to start off, we're going to talk a little bit about last night's Lakers versus Sixers game.
All right, so as far as that goes, my opinion is that the Lakers, they seem to be worse than they were at the end of last season. They got rid of most of their key players, particularly Rajon Rondo with the offense. He really knew how to energize it, knew how to get everyone involved, knew how to get the ball in everyone's hand, knew how to move it effectively. And since he's been gone, it's been a noticeable difference. The offense doesn't work as well as it did before. LeBron kind of has to do everything, as we saw last night. And despite that, the Lakers, they came back after being down by 60 points at one point, but unfortunately, they still lost.
And all happened in the fourth quarter. LeBron played almost so far this season the highest minutes he's ever played. It was like 38 minutes a game when he usually plays around 30. But as you see, the Lakers, they have a harder time creating offense when he goes to the bench. So it was like 30 seconds and he had to hop right back in the game because it was turnover after turnover after turnover. They don't know how to get the ball to Anthony Davis on the block. And even with that, if he's not making shots, no one else is doing anything. No one's cutting to the basket. They weren't hitting their perimeter shots for the threes right now. And it's like the Lakers, other than LeBron and AD, they don't really have a go-to scorer. I mean, they traded for Dennis Schroeder in the offseason, who was averaging 19 points a game. But his points per game is down to like 14. They signed Montrezl Harrell, who's one of their big signees in the free agency. But off the bench, he's not doing the same thing he was with the Clippers because they just run the offense differently. It's mainly LeBron and AD, and they have to kick out, but he's not a shooter at all. He needs to have the ball on the block in order for him to be able to create and even do anything because he's piss poor defender. Joel Embiid was eating his behind alive last night.
Oh, yeah. Joel, that's probably one of the best games I've seen him play in a long time. He fell down. It was in question whether he'd be able to continue playing, and he still managed to carry his team to a victory.
Yeah, even that, like Ben Simmons, he didn't play as well in the second half, but Embiid was carrying them on his back, even when he has back problems.
Yeah, Embiid, he managed to hit one crucial game, like a third. I think he had 1 3 that really got them back in when it seemed like the Lakers were about to overtake them. So he definitely played a crucial role, and it really wasn't just Joel. The whole team in general, all the 76ers, they played pretty well. They all stuck to their positions, kept on their man, and they hit the shots whenever they were required to. Whenever a shot was needed, they get to the paint or they would kick it out and they shoot it, and they just played an overall better game than the Lakers.
Yeah, especially Tobias Harris coming in with the clutch bucket at the end of the game. We didn't see that from the Sixers last year, but they had a lot of spacing problems. But the GM, Daryl Morey, who they got this year in offseason, he was able to already make stretches of change that, is helping the team in the big run.
Yeah, overall, 76ers are looking really good this season. Might be better than they were last year. I didn't really watch a whole lot of 76ers games, so I really couldn't tell you. But from what I've seen, they look like a contender.
They're definitely better than they were last year. They got the number 1 seed in the East so far. And honestly, fans expect them to win a championship or at least get to the finals.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. They definitely look like they have the potential this year as opposed to what they did before last year.
And while we're keeping it in the East, let's talk about Bradley Beal. How Bradley Beal scored 47 points and still took an L.
Yeah, that was his team. Might as well throw the whole thing away. Bradley Beal's the only one doing anything. Him and Russ.
The Wizards team, they lost all their magic. They don't even have their wands at this point. Bradley Beal's the only one. If y'all seen Harry Potter, the wand chooses the wizard, not the wizard chooses the wand. And damn, they don't have nobody with a wand in there but Bradley Beal.
I couldn't even name anyone on the roster beyond Russell Westbrook, like I said.
And Russell Westbrook's been injured. Yeah, I think he's still injured, but Bradley Beal scoring 47 points. And I think they said out of the Out of the 10 games that Bradley Beal has scored 40 plus points, he's only won 4 of those games, that's sad. A player's giving his all on the line. He decided to re-sign with them instead of leave. He wanted to keep his loyalty, and it's like it has not repaid them at all.
No, they better trade out for they better go out and trade for another star or something. At least a few role players here and there, because right now this ain't it.
Yep, I know we should talk about the rest of the NBA, but in my opinion, those games were not exciting at all. I don't really care about them.
I went to sleep on the Warriors game last night. Couldn't get through it.
Were they bad? Did they play bad?
They looked like they were doing all right. Kelly Oubre looked like he was getting ready to get in his bag, but I couldn't keep my eyes open. I had to lose.
And before we leave the topic of the NBA, let's talk about how All-Star voting started today. I put my votes in for the East and the West. So if you're into the NBA, you want to see your favorite players in the All-Star game, put your votes in today. You could put at least 2 or 3 in a day. I think the votes reset after a certain amount of hours. So you could vote maybe twice a day because I think they reset every 24 hours.
So yeah, I saw that. They didn't vote yet. We'll see.
I mean, Americans have a big problem of voting of late, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, remember, this is a lighthearted podcast. This isn't any sort of political show.
All right. It is time for a news break.
All right. We'll get back to you shortly after the break.
Carolina University. It's been well thought out. 5 3-hour windows each day from Tuesday, March 20th